It's over.
Then why are you here?
Oh, this is not my wife. This is Trudy. I met her a couple weeks ago. You smoking my shit?
No, what's your shit?
I'm gonna have to f you up, Smokey.
Oh, it's awesome. Even Trudy loves it.
Who's Trudy?
It's my girlfriend.
Most actors make headlines for new movie roles. Faizon Love? He's either making headlines for throwing a credit card machine at hotel employees or getting physical with them. You probably know him as Big Worm from Friday, the smooth-talking drug dealer who made curlers look tough.
You saw that bud?
That's all son.
Well, give me the rest. Somebody want a couple 20s around the corner.
But these days, he's not chasing after Smokey for money. He's dodging a felony charge.
Why are you running?
In August 2024, Faizon got himself into a whole mess at a San Diego hotel, and it ended with an angry outburst, a flying credit card reader, and an injured hotel worker. Faizon found himself with a lawsuit and an arrest warrant.
Faizon has had run-ins before. The prosecutor listed past assault charges.
This isn't even his first assault case, but we'll get to that later. First, let's break down exactly how a hotel check-in went so wrong that it turned into a criminal case. On August 9th, 2024, Faizon Love arrived at the Sheraton Mission Valley in San Diego, thinking he had a room booked. Spoiler alert, he did not. The third-party booking app messed up, and when he went to check in, front desk clerk Elizabeth Renderos told him the hotel was full. A normal person would have sighed, maybe made a frustrated phone call to get a refund. Faizon Love, he chose a different approach. According to the lawsuit, he ripped the credit card reader off the counter and launched it at Renderos's head. The damage? A concussion, broken glasses, and a nasty bump behind her ear. That's right. Faizon literally turned a credit card machine into a weapon. The police were called, and Faizon was cited for battery. But things got worse when in September 2024, the San Diego DA officially charged him with felony assault. By October 2024, an arrest warrant was issued, and by late February, he appeared in court. He pleaded not guilty, and the San Diego County District Attorney's Office confirmed that he was released after the hearing, but is scheduled to return to court in April. If convicted, he faces a maximum of 7 years in prison. Looks like the situation is far from over. Of course, instead of addressing the situation, he hopped on Instagram to rant, not about the assault, but about how booking apps are a scam. Meanwhile, Renderos is suing him for medical bills, emotional distress, and property damage. If Faizon was looking for a 5-star hotel experience, this definitely wasn't it. Before hotel lobbies turned into crime scenes, Faizon Love was just a kid with a loud mouth and a natural gift for making people laugh.
I'm walking down Peachtree and it's like, oh my God, precious.
Born Langston Faizon Santissima in 1968, he split his childhood between San Diego and Newark, New Jersey, thanks to his father's Navy career. With all that moving around, he had to learn how to stand out fast, so he did it with jokes. By the time he was 15, Faizon was already doing stand-up comedy, performing in clubs before he could even drive.
Don't be saying, did you think? Mr. Fat Boy.
He had a presence, big, loud, and impossible to ignore. By 19, he was stepping into acting, landing a role in an off-Broadway play, proving he wasn't just a guy who could get laughs, he could actually act. As his career started to take off, he legally changed his name to Faizon Love, making sure his stage presence matched his larger-than-life personality. His big break came when he began performing at Comic Strip Live in New York City, the legendary club that helped launch some of comedy's biggest stars, including Eddie Murphy.
How long have y'all been in here?
He wasn't just another struggling stand-up. He had the talent, the confidence, and the ability to command a room. From there, Hollywood started paying attention. He picked up TV and movie roles, working his way up from the comedy circuit to the big screen. But while most actors build their careers slowly, Faizon's real breakthrough came in one single role. And no, it wasn't in some critically acclaimed film. It was a 90s stoner comedy that paid him less than a used car. In 1995, Faizon Love became a legend, not because of an Oscar-winning performance, but because of a single role in a cult classic, Big Worm in the movie, Friday.
Can't have I'm closed, fat boy.
Then give me my money back.
My money.
Mama!
He wasn't the main character. He wasn't even in the movie that much. But with just a few scenes and a handful of iconic lines, Big Worm became one of the most memorable characters in black cinema. His mix of laid-back humor and "I will absolutely off you if you don't pay me" energy made him unforgettable. But here's the crazy part. He was paid just $2,500 for the role. Yes, you heard that right. The man who played one of the most legendary side characters in movie history got a paycheck that probably didn't even cover his car note. Despite the low pay, Friday was his ticket to Hollywood. He followed it up with roles in The Parent 'Hood.
I will demonstrate Exhibit A.
Where he played Wendell Wilcox and then started picking up movie after movie. He appeared in Elf as the grumpy department store manager.
Channel 3. Code word is Santa's got a brand new bag. Okay?
The Replacements as a football player alongside Keanu Reeves.
Y'all want to put the car back?
Well, this is none of your business, gentlemen.
Shane's our business.
And Couples Retreat as a guy trying to find peace,
But you're divorced. I need you to co-sign for my motorcycle.
What motorcycle?
I'm buying a motorcycle.
which honestly just felt like Faizon playing himself. And let's not forget his voice work. If you've ever played Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, you've heard Faizon as Sean Sweet Johnson.
I do. All they do is sell yay and ruin the place. No crack ever made a gang type.
His career was rolling, his face was recognizable, and his voice was iconic. But unfortunately, so were his legal troubles. If Faizon Love isn't on a movie set, he's in trouble. His 2024 hotel incident isn't his first rodeo with the law. In fact, at this point, he spent almost as much time in court as he has in front of the camera. Let's rewind to 2017. Faizon was arrested for physically attacking a valet at John Glenn Columbus International Airport in Ohio. What was the crime? Apparently, the valet was talking smart and attempted to spit on him. So, in true Faizon fashion, he grabbed the guy by the neck and slammed him onto a table. Security footage leaked, and it wasn't pretty. The end result? Faizon pleaded no contest, got fined, and was given a suspended jail sentence. You'd think that might make him chill out a little, but no. Then came 2020, when Faizon sued Universal Pictures. Why? Because they whitewashed him off the Couples Retreat poster for the international release. In the US, he was right there on the cover. Overseas, he and co-star Kaylee Hawk were mysteriously erased. Faizon called them out for racism, sued, and the case was eventually settled. And then we have his Twitter mess. In 2014, Faizon Love decided to publicly defend Bill Cosby.
What? What the f?
Yes, Bill Cosby, against sexual assault allegations. And not just a casual defense either. He went all in, attacking Cosby's accusers online, using racial slurs and doubling down when people called him out. The internet dragged him for it, but did he back down? Of course not. Instead, he argued with random people online, making himself look worse by the second. And let's not forget, he has had another hotel-related issue. Back in 2009, Faizon was accused of attacking a man in a West Hollywood hotel. Seeing a pattern here? Because at this point, it seems like hotels bring out the absolute worst in him. If Faizon Love isn't beefing with a hotel receptionist, he's beefing with another comedian, and his long-running feud with Cat Williams is one for the books. It all started with a money dispute from a tour they co-headlined, which apparently ended with Cat pulling a weapon on Faizon. Since then, Cat has relentlessly clowned him in public, taking shots at his weight and even joking about naming a pig after him. Faizon, on the other hand, has tried to take the bigger person approach, literally and figuratively. He says he's unbothered by the fat jokes, but he draws the line at being called a liar. He's also used the feud to point out that black comedians tear each other down more than white comedians do, urging the industry to focus on unity instead of petty drama. Meanwhile, Cat, he's still throwing insults, because let's be honest, that man loves a good feud. For someone who got paid less for Friday than what most people spend on rent, Faizon Love actually made some smart money moves. Unlike some actors who blow their checks on sports cars and exotic animals, he figured out how to keep the cash flowing long after the movie roles slowed down. First, there's stand-up. No matter what happens in Hollywood, Faizon can always hit the stage, tell some jokes, and walk away with a paycheck. Comedy has been his steady source of income, and he's never stopped touring.
If Biggie was alive, Biggie would do an album with that nigga. Oh.
Then there's real estate. Faizon invested in property, which is probably why, despite his long list of legal troubles, he still has an estimated net worth of $8 million. Real estate is how a lot of Hollywood veterans keep their money right, and Faizon made sure he had something solid to fall back on. But let's not forget, lawsuits cost money. Between legal fees, settlements, and whatever amount he might have to cough up for his latest hotel incident, that $8 million might start shrinking real fast. At the end of the day, he's financially stable, but if he keeps racking up assault charges like they're movie roles, he might need to start doing stand-up full-time. From airport fights to hotel assaults, from lawsuits to Twitter meltdowns, Faizon Love has built a career filled with just as much controversy as comedy. The real question is, how many more of these headlines can he survive before Hollywood finally decides they've had enough? Faizon Love is unforgettable. His role as Big Worm is forever iconic, and he's had a solid career in comedy, film, and even gaming. But these days, he's making more headlines for lawsuits than movies. He's still working, with recent roles in The Upshaws and Back on the Strip.
Walk it out! Walk it out! Bam!
But at this point, his biggest challenge isn't Hollywood, it's staying out of trouble.